Ladies and gentlemen, this is, excuse me, this is Tosif, and sorry, and I'm back with a new live stream. And if you are watching, then you can probably um, see a little bit of a different setup. Okay, so I'm trying something different today. What I have done for this live stream is I have connected my uh, my professional microphone here. This is professional quality microphone, Shure SM7B. I have connected this to my phone so that the the audio is captured not by the microphone in my smartphone, but by this microphone. And so this should give you much better sound quality. And so I don't know what you are hearing on your end, um, but just tell me if you're hearing me properly, if you can hear the sound. If you can hear the sound, if you are hearing me loud and clear, then that is all that matters. Let me know if you can hear me. So I see Frank is here, Stacy is here, Evelyn is here. Wonderful, wonderful, excellent. And I hope that more of our friends will be joining as we move forward. At this point, just let me know if you can hear me. Okay, Evelyn is saying good audio so far. Evelyn, thank you so much for letting me know. Now, it may be a little difficult to compare with the audio quality in past videos during live streams, and to tell me if this is better or not. But if you can tell me if this is slightly better or not, or you think it's the same, that would be great. The audio quality should be better with this. If it's not, then maybe I need to make some adjustments on my end. But anyway, any kind of um, uh, comment, any kind of observation from your end would be greatly appreciated. Okay. And also, what it does, having this microphone, what it does is it allows me to be a little further away from the phone, because usually I'm very close to the phone, and the reason I want to be close to the phone is because I want the phone to capture my voice. But with this one, I can be a little bit more relaxed, and I can be at a distance because I don't have to be as close to the phone anymore. So Stacy says it's working great. Wonderful. Thank you so very much. My friends, we are going to get into the discussion here. We have some very, very important things to discuss. As you can tell by the title of this live stream, Immigration Enforcement, no one is above the law. No one is above the law, my friends. My friends, when we talk about law and order, we want to see the law enforcement and the justice system operate in the most fair, impartial, and efficient manner. I'm going to repeat that, okay? When we talk about law and order, we want to see the law enforcement and the justice system operate in the most fair, impartial, and efficient manner. We don't want we don't want to see any particular individual or group thinking that they're above the law. No individual should think that he or she is above the law. No group in society should think that they are above the law. Because in our society, my friends, in our society, no one is above the law. If anyone thinks that they are above the law, that is wrong. No one is above the law. The law must treat everyone the same way. That is correct. No person should think that he or she can break the law and get away with it because they have a certain title, because they have a certain position in society, because they are famous or they are widely known, whatever. No one should think that they can commit a crime and not face the legal consequences just because they belong to a certain group in society, a certain, economic class in society. No, no. The the law must treat everyone the same way. The law must treat everyone the same way. We are a nation of law and order. Now, having said that, we need to talk about immigration enforcement. I think the Trump administration has made it very clear that if a person is in the United States illegally, that person may be deported. That person should be deported. That person, sooner or later, will be deported, I think. Anyone who is here in the United States illegally needs to leave, go, exit, head out the door, go back to where you came from. That is the message. That is the message to the illegal immigrants. The illegal immigrants must depart. They must go back to where they came from. We welcome immigrants as long as they come in legally. How many million times have I said that? How many million times have I said that? Right here on this channel. How many million times have I said that? Some of you may be thinking, Tausif, you just keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Yes, because that is true, my friends. That is true. We welcome immigrants right here in the US. I'm in the US. I'm in Wisconsin. And I can tell you, we welcome immigrants as long as they come in legally. Do I need to spell that? I can spell that. I've spelled that probably a million times. Legally. I've written that again. You can see it right here. Hold on. Right here, you can see it. Can you see it? If you can see it, give me a thumbs up. Just say toss if I see it. By the way, I see Minnie is here. Hello, Minnie. And Teresa Ross, our friend Teresa, has tuned in from Arizona. Teresa, so good to see you. Minnie, so good to see you. Minnie is from California, right? Minnie, did I present that information correctly? You are in California, right? And Gina is here. Gina, so good to see you. And our friend Evelyn, for those who don't know, our friend Evelyn is from Vegas, one of my favorite places in the country. I love Vegas. And what a beautiful state, Nevada. Truly beautiful, amazing state. Um, and so Evelyn is here. Frank is here from Florida. And who else is here? Who did I miss? Stacy is here. I mentioned Stacy. Okay. Gina says, good to see you, Tassif. Good to see you, Gina. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Anyone else? Anyone else who's watching who has not yet participated in the live chat, please do so. Please do so. By the way, since more people have joined, let me ask you this. Um, how's the sound quality today? Once again, I'm going to ask you. It is supposed to be much more improved because I'm using um, a microphone, really a professional grade microphone. This one, I've had this microphone since 2021. I use it for the audio only versions of my podcast episodes. The video versions have different sound. Okay, not as great. The audio only versions are recorded using this. So R is saying good sound quality, excellent. Gina is saying it sounds great. All right, now thank you so much. Let me ask you this: does it sound better than my previous live streams? That is what I want to know. Does it sound better or does it sound about the same? Please let me know. There's no way for me to figure it out if you don't tell me. So, on your end, um, do you think it's better? Okay. All right. Okay, let me know. And if you don't know, that's fine. Evelyn is saying about the same for me. All right. All right. Thank you, Evelyn. Um, Terry, my friend Terry from South Dakota is here. Terry says your microphone seems fine, but you are only as good as the device we are watching you on. Okay, got it. All right. Um, okay. Okay, excellent. Thank you, Terry. Terry has been supporting this channel since day one. Terry has been supporting this channel since day one. Teresa Ross has been supporting this channel since day one. Like literally day one of the live stream, the very first live stream that I did. Okay. When I had very few viewers, very few subscribers, when I started doing live streams, Terry was there. And I've known Terry for years. I've known Terry for years before I started doing live streams. And so Terry is a great supporter, a great friend. And Teresa Ross has been watching since day one, the live streams. And then the community, the channel kept growing. And so many friends have joined. So many friends are part of this community now. Kay Cooper is here. Hi, Kay. So good to see you. Kay Cooper has tuned in. Our friend Kay Cooper from Texas. Thank you, Kay. Thank you for being here. So as I was saying, by the way, hit the like button. My friends, do not forget. Do not forget to hit the like button. We have to regain momentum. Okay, our algorithm has kind of slowed down. And part of it probably is because I have not been able to do live streams regularly, but we will regain the momentum. So please like this video, share this video. Terry Gilly just joined. Terry Gilly, Terry always has, Terry Gilly, my friends, Terry always has such a nice compliment for me. Terry, I can see it. And I'm so happy. I'm smiling. You can tell. Thank you so much. Thank you, Terry. So, as I was saying, we welcome immigrants as long as they enter the United States legally. Legally. R is saying he does have good hair. Who has good hair? Are we talking about someone's hair? Terry is saying smile and be blessed. Okay. R is saying he does have good hair. Who are you talking about? You, me? Oh, me. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. You may have noticed I keep changing my hairstyle. My parting used to be on this side and I would brush it this way. Then I got a haircut and the hair was very short because after I got the haircut, it was really short. I kind of made it into like spikes in the front, and now it's brushed in the other direction. So um, thank you so much. Thank you for the wonderful compliment about my hair. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. Thank you. By the way, I use, just so you know, I use um, very few products. Okay. There are folks who use a lot of products. No, I use shampoo and conditioner, obviously. And then I don't use anything else. But sometimes I will use Brill cream. Okay. Have you ever heard of Brill cream? Very simple hair cream, Brill cream. And I will probably use it. Um, I mean, really no more than, so I use it usually right after I get haircut for a few days, right after I get a haircut for maybe a week or two. I'll use it maybe 3 or 4 times a week. Not a lot, not a lot. And then once my hair grows long, like it is now, proper length, I don't use any product. No product. Okay. Um, I don't know what Gavin Newsom uses, by the way, because people have been talking about his hair and gel and all that. No, I don't use hair gel, just some cream, only temporarily. It's Brill cream. Okay. Terry Gilly knows what that product is. Yeah, I'm talking about Brill cream. Okay. Uh, very old stuff. Old old brand, but very good. Very basic. It's nothing fancy. Okay. Inexpensive, but really good. It has a clean smell, and it's not a gel. It's not like something that'll turn your hair into um, like plasticky stuff. No. Very simple. Anyway, how did we end up having a conversation about hair products? I don't know. Um, anyway, no, I haven't used any hair product in a while. Okay. Uh, okay. My friend Terry says I'm old enough to Terry. So my friend Terry from South Dakota is now talking with um, Terry Gilly, our friend Terry Gilly. Okay. Gray 59 is your Gray 59. Good to see you. So Terry Dunlap, Terry Gilly, they both know Brill Cream. Okay. They know what I'm talking about. All right. Okay. So let me get back to the discussion. Um, we welcome immigrants as long as they enter the country legally, because we are a nation of law and order. So let's talk about immigration enforcement as we were talking about it. Um, okay. Okay, Kate, I get distracted. Kay Cooper is now talking about my sunglasses. Yeah, my sunglasses. I got quite a few sunglasses, different ones. Okay, there are some that you probably haven't seen because I have not worn them in a while. Kay Cooper, thank you so much. Thank you for all the wonderful compliments. I'm so happy. I'm so blessed to have such wonderful people in my life. Such wonderful friends I have. Thank you all. Thank you all. So, my friends, we know that the federal authorities are prioritizing catching the violent criminal aliens or aliens who have a long criminal history or dangerous gang affiliation. Yeah. We have discussed this before, that the Trump administration is going after the worst first. The worst first. Okay? So the Trump administration's priority is to catch the worst of the worst criminals first. Okay? Which is common sense. This is simple logic. You know, if you've got, let's say, let's use let's use an example. Okay, there are 100 illegal aliens out there. Okay, there are actually millions, but we'll use simple numbers. 100 illegal aliens out there, and maybe 10 of them are violent criminals. So the federal authorities will prioritize catching those 10 violent criminals first. Okay. Very, very simple logic. Okay. Quite reasonable. Reasonable course of action. You catch the worst first. And that is exactly what the federal authorities are doing. They're catching the worst criminal aliens first. So the MS-13 gang members, the Tren de Aragua gang members, the drug traffickers, the human traffickers, the robbers, the home intruders, the sex offenders, some of the worst criminals who are also illegal aliens are being captured first. But one must never forget, that anyone who is in the United States illegally can be detained and deported. That is correct. The Trump administration is catching the worst first. But that doesn't mean that the rest are getting a get out of jail free pass. No. No. Anyone who is in the United States illegally can be detained and deported. On TV and on the internet, if you're watching news reports, if you're watching interviews, you'll often hear people say, "Oh, this man never committed a crime, but ICE has detained this man. Oh my God, what is going on? Oh, this man has never committed a crime. This man has a clean record, but ICE has detained this man. What is going on?" Well, very simple. If anyone is in the United States illegally, that person can be detained, that person can be deported. Illegal immigrant means illegal immigrant. Some are non-violent illegal immigrants. Some are violent illegal immigrants. Some illegal immigrants have long criminal record. And there are other illegal immigrants who may not have a long history of violent crimes. But illegal immigrant means illegal immigrant. They are here in the United States illegally. And being in the United States illegally itself is a crime. So when an illegal immigrant says that he has not committed a crime, well, illegal presence in the United States is a crime. If somebody is here in the US illegally, that is a crime. Very simple. Very simple. It's not rocket science. It's very, very simple logic. When a person enters the United States illegally, that is a crime. For some people, that may be the only crime that they committed. And then there are those who come in illegally, but then they invade people's homes, they commit more crimes, they get involved in drug trafficking, they commit more crimes. They are perpetrators in cases of domestic violence. That's more and more crimes. So some people just come in illegally, and that's their only crime. And there are others who commit a series of crimes on top of committing the crime of entering the US illegally. So the bottom line is that anyone who is in the United States illegally, doesn't matter if they are violent criminals or not, they are here illegally, they can be detained and they can be deported. Very, very simple. But of course, as I said, the Trump administration is prioritizing catching the worst first. Drug traffickers, human traffickers, sex offenders, robbers, home intruders. Those are the criminal aliens that the federal authorities are prioritizing. When they make their list and they're catching the illegal aliens, the worst criminal aliens are the ones that they try to catch first. But doesn't mean that the others are just going to get amnesty. No, there is no amnesty. There is no amnesty. There's not going to be an amnesty. By the way, I see more friends have joined. Dee is here. Longdon family, Kara. Kara is here. Corzo is here. Gianna is here. Hi, Gianna. Gianna just tuned in from New York. Gianna, good to see you. Bill has joined from Vegas. We always have really awesome Las Vegas representation. Las Vegas representation. We have Bill, we have Evelyn, both from Vegas, and Las Vegas is well represented. And as I said earlier, I love Vegas. I love Vegas. I'm going to have to visit Vegas soon. Who else is here? Let's see. Fuzz is here. Fuzz is Aaron from Canada. Aaron, good to see you. Aaron doesn't agree with me a whole lot. Probably doesn't agree with me at all, but it is good to see Aaron. Thank you for being here. Okay. By the way, Canadian election tomorrow. Oh my God. We're going to have a lot to talk about. We're going to have a lot to talk about. Did you forget? Canadian election tomorrow. Who's paying attention to that? Jim is here. Hello, Jim. Let's see. Okay. All right, let's see. Oh, lots of comments coming in. Canadian election. We're gonna be talking about the results. Hopefully, I haven't seen the polls. I don't know who's gonna win. I have no idea. I don't know who Canada is gonna choose. I don't know who Canada is going to vote for. Adam is here. Hello, Adam. Who's Canada going to vote for? Who's gonna win? Any idea? Is it gonna be Mark Carney? Is it gonna be the other guy, Peter? Who's gonna win? Wait, hold on. Give me 1 second, my friends. Give me 1 second. All right. Now I'm looking at my screen, so I can't see what you're writing. Not Peter. Did I say Peter? Pierre. That's why I'm like, it's not Peter. Sorry, anyway. Is it going to be Mark Carney? Is it going to be Pierre? And I can't pronounce his last name. Polyev? Polyev, is it? I think so. I said Peter. Where did Peter come from? It's not Peter, it's Pierre. Pierre, okay? French name, I'm guessing. Polyev. All right. Jim has just written how it is pronounced. Polyev. Polyev. All right. So is it going to be Mark Carney? Is it going to be Peter? Did I say Peter again? I'm so sorry. Pierre. Pierre. It is not Peter. It is Pierre. Pierre Polyev. Okay. Anyway, who's going to win? I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. Um, who's going to win? Howard is here. Hello, Howard. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hold on. Okay. So let's get back to the discussion that we were having right here. So as I was saying, illegal presence in the United States is a crime. Okay? If somebody enters the US illegally, that's a crime. So if an illegal immigrant claims to be completely innocent, and if an illegal immigrant says that he didn't commit a crime, well, that is wrong. Illegal entry into the US is a crime. So yes, ICE can catch anyone who does not have legal presence in the US. This is a very, very simple concept that many people on the left either do not understand or they pretend like they do not understand. People on the left, they either don't understand or they pretend like they don't understand. But it's a very simple concept. If somebody is in the United States illegally, that is reason enough to detain and deport that individual. Okay. Steve is here. Hello, Steve. Good to see you, Steve. Okay, so the reason why I started this live stream by saying that no one is above the law is because I'm going to be talking about some recent cases that we have heard of, okay, which kind of prompts us to say that no one is above the law. Let me explain. My friends, there are individuals in this country who are trying to protect illegal immigrants from being deported. There are left-wing forces who are trying to shield illegal immigrants. These people are going against law enforcement. They are going against the justice system by trying to protect illegal immigrants. And that itself is an illegal act. If anyone knowingly protects an illegal immigrant from federal authorities, conceals, shields an illegal immigrant from federal authorities, that is a violation of our country's law. And so the message to everyone must be loud and clear. Do not shield illegal immigrants from deportation. Let the Immigration and Customs Enforcement do their job. Let ICE do their job. Let ICE do their job. Do not shield illegal immigrants from deportation. And this is what the American people voted for. The American people voted for a president who will have an administration that will prioritize mass deportation. Mass deportation. So now the Trump administration is doing its job. Actually, they've been doing their job since day one. And we must celebrate that. We must celebrate. We must applaud the Trump administration's actions. We must thank the Trump administration for the work that they're doing. We thank the ICE agents. We thank Border Czar Tom Homan. We thank Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. We thank Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. We thank Secretary of State Marco Rubio. We thank FBI Director Kash Patel. They are all doing excellent job. Great job. Excellent. Wonderful. Now, if anyone tries to interfere with the work of the federal immigration authorities, that person must face legal consequences. And we have seen politicians in sanctuary cities vowing to protect illegal immigrants from detention and deportation. There are left-wing politicians, there are left-wing activists who have vowed to protect illegal immigrants from detention and deportation. And Tom Homan, the border czar, made it very, very clear that ICE will do its job. If anyone tries to prevent ICE from doing its job, then there will be legal action to address that. Recently, now I'm going to talk about some cases that I'm sure you have heard about already, some cases that are being widely discussed. Did you hear about the judge in Milwaukee? Did you hear about the judge in Milwaukee? Milwaukee County Circuit Court judge. I'm sure you've heard the news. If you have, let me know. The case of a judge in Milwaukee is being discussed nationwide. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is in my home state of Wisconsin. I live in Madison, but Milwaukee is not far away. Milwaukee is about, I don't know, hour and a half, depending on where in Milwaukee you're going. It's about an hour and a half. 90-minute drive by car. Not that far, depending on traffic. If there's traffic, it may take longer. But this is a case of a judge in Milwaukee. A judge in Wisconsin was arrested and charged with obstruction of an official proceeding. Reportedly, there's evidence that this judge shielded a migrant from ICE agents. This judge in Milwaukee is also charged with concealing an individual to prevent discovery and arrest. So these are some very, very serious allegations against a judge, and this is a Milwaukee County Circuit Court judge. She was arrested. Freshly is here. Freshly, good to see you. Good to see you. Our friend Freshly is here. Serious allegations, and the news of this arrest sent shockwaves across the United States. The day the news broke, political commentators and legal experts and journalists and reporters, and the general public were all talking about this. And this is probably one of the most talked about cases right now in this country. AC Cruz is your AC. So good to see you. Eric is here. Hello, Eric. Hopefully, more of our friends will join. Didi is here from California. Okay, so this is probably one of the most widely discussed cases right now. But there's another case. There's another case. And this is the case of a former New Mexico judge and his wife who have been arrested for allegedly harboring illegal Tren de Aragua member. Shocking. Extremely shocking. This is a very, very serious matter. As I said, a former New Mexico judge and his wife have been arrested for allegedly harboring illegal Tren de Aragua member. This man is a former judge in New Mexico. The people of this country are shocked to hear these news. The news pertaining to a judge in Milwaukee and the news pertaining to this former judge in New Mexico. What in the world is going on? Kushi is here. Kushi, good to see you. And there are lots of details in both the cases, and I cannot discuss all the details because then it's going to be an extremely long live stream. We could be here for hours, but all I will say is that we have to let the justice system do its job. And of course, we will follow the updates about these cases, and we have to pay close attention, and we have to stay informed. And remember, no one is above the law. And my friend Terry just wrote that again. Nobody is above the law. We have to keep that in mind. No one is above the law. No one. No one is above the law. An elected official, a doctor, a judge, a lawyer, a businessman, a student, a teacher, anyone. Just mention the name of a person, mention a title, mention a position, name a person, name a profession, and the message remains the same. No one is above the law. The voices of the American people are being heard. Law and order are being restored. The justice system is working. The federal authorities are being allowed to do their jobs. And in the case of a judge, I think the standards have to be even higher. The standards have to be higher. Judges and lawyers, I think, a guy mentioned it. I see. Yes, there are certain professions where you have to maintain very, very high standards, very, very strong ethical guidelines are there for certain professions. Judges and lawyers fall in that category. They have to follow higher standards than somebody who's not a lawyer or a judge, than an average person, because they are in such a profession. Their ethical standards are even more strict. And so that's why the country is shocked to find out about these two cases. Unbelievable. So as I was saying, law and order are being restored. The justice system is working. The federal authorities are being allowed to do their jobs. And during the Biden administration, we saw chaos and lawlessness. And that is no longer the case. The Trump administration is ensuring that the rule of law is strengthened and order is restored. Rule of law is strengthened and order is restored. The American people are very, very happy. The American people are very, very confident. The American people are very grateful that we have somebody like Donald J. Trump in the White House, a little over 3 months on the job. And President Trump has shown the entire world that he is willing and able to do everything necessary to make America great again. Whatever is necessary to make America great again, President Trump will do that. Phoenix, good to see you. NC, good to see you. Thank you all for being here. I know it's been a while. But I'm back. So, my friends, I've been busy, but I'm happy to be doing live streams again. And I hope to do live streams a few times a week, maybe not every day, but as much as I can. Maybe on some days I'll do it twice. Okay? President Trump is willing and able to do everything necessary to make America great again. Now, there are people who did not support President Trump, who did not support Donald Trump in 2016, but they support President Trump now. There are people who did not support Donald Trump in 2020, but they support him now. Support for President Trump grows every single day. Every single day. Support for President Trump keeps growing. And there are people in the media who will tell you otherwise. But do not listen to the negative voices. Please, please, please do not listen to the negative voices. Do not listen to all the noise, the unnecessary noise, the noise that aims to drown out the sound of truth. There's a lot of noise. When you turn on the TV, when you turn on the radio, when you are on social media, you're going to hear a lot of unnecessary noise, a lot of left-wing voices. You will see a lot of left-wing propaganda. Do not believe the propaganda. There's a lot of noise out there that wants to suppress the sound of the truth. We must follow the truth. We must follow the facts. Follow the reality that is in front of us. There are cases after cases after cases. ICE agents are catching criminal aliens. Communities are becoming safer and safer. The bad guys are being deported. American families can now relax. American families, they now feel safer because bad guys are being deported. American families can now enjoy peace in their communities, and it's a work in progress. There are many more illegal immigrants, violent aliens also, who must be arrested and deported. It's a work in progress. Tom Homan is doing a great job. Kristi Noem is doing a great job. The ICE agents, they are doing wonderful. The law enforcement officers, they are doing great. The country is heading in the right direction. The country is heading in the right direction. And then there are left-wing voices who are screaming. You know what they're saying? You know what the left-wing voices are saying? The left-wing voices are saying, Due process, due process, due process. Have you heard that? Have you heard that from the left-wing people who are saying due process? Where's the due process? I'm going to answer that. Jet is here. Jet, good to see you. Thank you, Jet, for being here. My friends, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not going to get into the entire discussion of due process. But let me tell you one thing. Some common sense, okay? Let me tell you one thing. And it's common sense. What I believe in common sense. We believe in common sense. So common sense tells me that these illegals did not follow the legal process to enter the United States. The illegals did not follow the due process to enter the United States. They just walked in. They just walked in. Some of them crossed the Rio Grande. They just walked in. They did not follow the legal process to enter the US. They did not follow due process to enter the US. And now, when the illegals are being shown the door that leads to the exit, now that the Trump administration is telling the illegals that, hey, it is time to go. It is time to depart. It is time to leave our country. Go wherever you want, but you cannot stay here. You cannot stay in the United States. Get out. Self-deport. Now that the Trump administration is telling the illegals that they cannot stay in the United States, they have to leave. Now these people are screaming due process, due process, due process. Where was due process when these foreign nationals entered the United States without visa, without authorization, without permission, without legal paperwork? They just came in. They didn't follow legal process. They didn't follow any due process. And now they are saying due process because they don't want to go. The illegals don't want to go. They want to hang out here in the United States. They want taxpayer-funded benefits. They want free food. They want free clothing. They want free shelter. They want free everything, free medical care. The illegals want free stuff, and they don't want to go. And that's why they're screaming due process, due process, due process. Share with me your thoughts, my friends. Share with me your thoughts. Steve is here. Hello, Steve. Thank you all for being here, my friends. Give me 1 second. I'm going to check something here. So many friends here today. It's wonderful. Good to see you all. TD is here. TD says, "What's up, Tosif?" I'm doing well, thank you. Fred is here. Hello, Fred. I missed a lot of comments here. Phoenix is here. Phoenix is saying, "Scroll up, Tosif." Okay. What did I miss? Oh, Phoenix, I see your previous comment. Thank you so much, Phoenix. Thank you. Okay, let's see. My friends, if you're watching this, please subscribe. Okay, if you're new here and you have not subscribed, please do so, my friends. Please subscribe. Okay, I would very, very much appreciate that. Um, okay. Okay. Mm, let's see. Okay. So my friends, I'm gonna wrap up this live stream. Um, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Is it back? No, it's back, right? Okay, great. Listen, this is exactly why um, I made a short video, 3 minute long video, um, to say that I'm gonna buy a wireless microphone system. Okay, um, because so let me explain it. Hold on. Okay, so when I do the live streams, I usually um, stay very close to the phone. Okay, because when I'm doing my live streams, the audio is captured by the smartphone, and so if I sit further away from the smartphone, you can still hear me, but the sound may not be as great. So I have to be closer to the microphone. Now, what I tried to do today is I connected my professional microphone. It's a pretty big one. It's very heavy. Okay. I connected this to my smartphone, and I was using that, but this uses a lot of power. Okay. And so once you connect that to the smartphone, it uses the smartphone power. So the smartphone battery goes down fast. And also, I can't connect this directly to the smartphone. I have to go through an interface. Okay. And so for whatever reason, that got turned off automatically. Maybe there was maybe there was an issue with the cable. Um, and my laptop is making sound. I think you hear it. I don't know why. Anyway, so that's why I am looking to get a wireless microphone. What that would do is I could connect that to my smartphone, and I would have the microphone clipped here, okay, or just somewhere near. I'll just clip it, attach it to my shirt, and I can be at a distance and speak, and you'll hear the sound very clearly, crisp sound. Because there are other things that make sound, although my room is quite quiet. But I'm moving things, I'm shuffling papers, my laptop is making sound when I um, move uh, the screen. And so what I'm trying to do is look for a wireless microphone so that it can capture high quality sound, and um, and not any of the surrounding sounds. Okay. And especially it's going to be useful when I'm outside. When I'm outside and it's windy, you hear the wind noise. There are pedestrians who are walking, they are talking, you get that noise. There are cars moving, you get that noise. So it's going to suppress all the other noise and just pick up my voice. And I'm hoping that the sound quality will be crisp. And um, that's why I'm looking for um, a wireless microphone. TD Gaiman is asking, grab you a headset. Well, the headset, I do have the Powerbeats Pro. Um, I got that in 2023, I think. I can use that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll try using that, but I'd have to put them here. Okay. Maybe I'll use that. I don't know. That would be good. But I don't want to wear a headset. Okay. I don't want to wear a headset. Um, anyway, um, thank you, my friends. I hope you can all hear me now. But I'm going to wrap up this live stream. Thank you all so very much. If you have recommendations about um, a brand or a certain model of um, wireless microphone, okay, if there are technology experts out there who can give recommendations, please let me know. My friends, thank you all for being here. Thank you so very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. And before, oh my God, I gotta put my hat on. I can't just end like that. I'm gonna put my hat on. See? You love my hat, right? My friends, may God bless you all. May God bless our President Donald J. Trump. May God bless the Trump administration. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless the U.S. allies. And may God bless freedom loving people all over the world. Thank you all so very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. You are all very special. Thank you all for being a part of this community. Thank you so very much. We are all freedom loving people. We love our freedom, we love our rights, and together we will make America great again. My friends, with that, thank you so very much. Please subscribe if you have not done so already. And who was it? Was it Evelyn who said, "You like my shirt?" Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you all. Gina says, "You're special to us, Tassif. Thank you for all you do." Thank you, Gina. Thank you, each and every one. I'm going to be back. I'm going to try to do as many live streams as I can. The timing may be different. Sometimes it may be early morning. Sometimes it may be late at night or early evening. Weekends, maybe I'll do it in the afternoon. Who knows? But I will do live streams. So please stay connected with me. Thank you all so very much. Have a wonderful night. And together we will make America great again. Thank you, my friends. Thank you.